So we're starting this week looking at the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. We're so familiar with this psalm that we tend to just parrot those words off. The Lord's my shepherd, I shall not want, he makes me lie down, and so on. But I want to stop right there. The Lord is my shepherd, so there is nothing that I want. It's an amazing statement of faith. Now, in the past, I've said how it was written by King David when he was hiding in a cave under the threat of death from his own son. And yet, he's able to say, the Lord is my shepherd. I want nothing. That's all I need. It challenges us to think about our attitude to life. I remember years ago we were doing a daily reading by Selwyn Hughes, and he's a pastor and psychologist, and the verse he chose for the day was, "And he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life." And I thought, what on earth? How can he make a day's reflection out of that? But this verse comes after Adam and Eve are banished from the garden, and the cherubim and the flashing sword are there to prevent them ever returning. And Selwyn Hughes went on to explain, it's the picture of life in the Garden of Eden, where there was no stress, no worry. They had everything they needed. They just needed to pick fruit off the trees and eat. No worries. But they disobeyed, and they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And so they were banished from the garden, and they were banished into a world where they had to work for their food, where there would be suffering and pain. The perfect life of the garden was gone forever. And what he then went on to explain was that so many of us, even though we don't actually think about it, we have in our mind that life is meant to be like the Garden of Eden. And when things go wrong, when we get sick, when there's grief, when we're having problems, we feel that we've been cheated out of life. But in reality, the Garden of Eden is unreality. Life is what it is now. And when we get sick or have stress, it isn't being robbed of life, it is life. And when we recognise that, it makes a huge difference to how we handle things. It's also not a good idea to compare our lives with others, thinking they've got it so easy and I have all these troubles. Everybody has issues, and they're all different. Often we just don't see what people's issues are. And those who appear to have everything are often the most unhappy people. Whatever life throws at us, there is one fact that is always true. God is there for us. And he's like the shepherd. He's there to lead us to where the things are that we need. He's there to protect us from the evil one. And when we can get to that stage of trusting in the goodness of God, that is the most freeing thing that we can ever experience. In Matthew 6, Jesus is teaching about trust, and he says, "Do not worry about your life, what you shall eat or drink, or your body, what you'll wear." And then he continues on to explain how God provides even for the smallest bird. So how much more will he provide for us? And the last verse is, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be given to you as well. The Lord is my shepherd. What else would I need?"